Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I hope that you are having a great day. I was thinking about this show the other day, and I said something. I said, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to use that, and I'm going to start calling this the common sense zone." Makes sense to me. What do you guys think about that? As we try to get to the common sense of things, sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. But nevertheless, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation, and you are family, and I love you so much. Also, like to say a big giant thank you to the moderators for all that you do in holding down the comment section. I could not and would not do this without you. Also, it's not that we disagree, it's how we disagree. So let's try to be as respectful as possible. And I should also say that today is our Friday, even though it's Thursday. It's our Friday because I will not be here tomorrow or Saturday unless something, jumps off and I, really need to be on here. But I'm glad to be with you here today. So today we're going to be talking about Hulk Hogan passing away, and Black Americans are expected to care. Now, this is not even really about Hulk Hogan, but we'll get into it nevertheless. The larger point that I want to draw here, and we'll talk about him, don't get me wrong, but the larger point I want to draw here is oftentimes when people do things to us or say things about us, when I say us, I mean Black Americans, we're expected to just forgive, move on. Oh, we're good, right? Because we've been conditioned to do that. So we're going to get into that while we are here. But in the meantime, let's see, who do we have on here? Oh, and I should say we're going to talk about, if I didn't already say, yeah, he passed away. Okay. Anyway, African Native, how you doing? Al, how you doing? It says great topic, I bet. Tyrone, what's going on with you? Stacy, what's going on? Yahweh, I hope you're doing well. Carrie, Triple Agent, Window, Corey, hope you're doing great. FBA Queen, what up? Eugene, how you doing? Odd Negroes, what's going on? MC Fact, it says yes. We're gonna get into all of that. Sister Shirley, how you doing? Anonymous B, where you be? He says I miss Macho Man. It was that Randy Savage, that's who it was. Jesse, where have you been? Hope you're doing well. Okay, it says racism is not forgivable. Laura, how you doing? Thank you so much. Mike Lewis, it's been a long time. How you doing? It says, my mom said the same thing when I showed her the screenshot, notice of him passing away. It's like, And of course, I do not mean to be disrespectful. I don't want anybody to draw that conclusion that we are trying to be disrespectful. We're just trying to have a conversation. Anyway, Mike Nice, what's going on? Caprice, hope you're doing well. So that's why my wife and I are talking about this right now. I give zero about anyone that hates and is against my people, period. I also don't care who knows it. There you go. Avenge your ancestors. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hope you're doing well. Kevin, what's going on with you? He says, salute to all my freak off people. And who might that be? Gloria, how you doing? He says, no tears lost. Negroes, she says, I'm an actual wrestling fan, so we are going to mourn. I don't agree with Hulk's comments. And anti-blacks, of course, only God forgives. Absolutely. JJ Mars, what's going on with you? Says Junkyard Dog. Tracy, how you doing? Raven says Hulk couldn't get over them nightmares of his daughter. Yeah, all of that, right? Renz, what's going on? And Rohan says, F the Hulk racist POSs. Move on. All right, so let's get into it for the sake of time. And of course, everybody else can catch up. Now, of course, if you haven't heard, Hulk Hogan passed away, I guess, today at the age of 71. Sounds like he had a cardiac arrest in his home in Florida. They said it was ambulance, police, and everything was out there, right? Sounds like he just got remarried not that long ago. Of course, if you don't know a lot about Hulk Hogan, sounds like he started wrestling in 1977. And most notably, he was in the WWE, right? World Wrestling Entertainment. That was owned, and I guess it's still a little bit by the McMahons. Of course, you guys know Linda McMahon is now the Secretary of Education in Trump's office. And with his passing, President Trump said he was a great friend, and J.D. Vance said something, the usual ilk of people. Should also be said that Hulk Hogan did endorse Trump, okay? Now, for those who are wrestling fans, and I used to watch wrestling in the 80s, right? It was kind of like all the rave. Gorgeous ladies of wrestling glow. Anyway, so of course I remember Hulk Hogan, and of course he had the yellow with the red writing, and he was just entity, right? Because outside of WWE, which was a brand itself, right? Hulk Hogan, I would say, to my memory, I could be wrong, don't quote me, he became a brand outside of the brand, right? And then from that point, you saw a whole lot of other people do it. And I would say that he paved the way for people like The Rock, right? Had all these catchphrases and things like that. He called his fan base Hulkamaniacs and all these other things at TV shows. The one that I remember watching was Hogan Knows Best, and that was like a reality type of show, right? So needless to say, a lot of people like him, okay? And he helped make WWE a multi-billion-dollar entity. They credit him with helping it, catapult to where it is now. However, he got into a little bit of trouble. Let's see, because I had to really kind of just look it up. So it says in July of 2015, Hulk Hogan, his real name, Terry Bollea, I think that's how you say it, was caught in a major scandal after a 2007 sex tape surfaced, accompanied by an audio recording containing racist comments, okay? Now, the leak audio was from a sex tape Hogan filmed with Heather Clem, the then wife of his friend. So it sounds like he had some scandalous things going on. Now, radio host Bubba the Love Sponge. In the audio, Hogan repeatedly used the N-word and expressed anger about his daughter, Brooke. She was on the show, right? Hogan Knows Best. Allegedly dating a black man. Dun, 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 right? Now, this is what was said. I mean, I'd rather, if she was going to F some N-word, I'd rather her marry an 8-foot-tall N-word worth $100 million like a baseball player. It's like, do tell. See, because they all right with their daughters marrying a brother as long as he got all that going on. I think he kind of told on the rest of them, right? Anyway, we already knew that. Then he says, this is another quote, I guess we're all a little racist. So he's like, yeah, I'm racist, right? Now it says he was expressing frustration that Brooke wasn't following his preferences regarding her relationship, especially with black men. Now the fallout, it says WWE terminated his contract with Hulk Hogan immediately and scrubbed nearly all references to him from its website and Hall of Fame listing. So they right? Because WWE has a lot of black fans, right? Most black men I know, they're like glued to WWE, right? They think it's real. Don't tell them it's not. Anyway, so he was removed as a judge from WWE's reality show, Tough Enough. His merchandise was pulled and his legacy in wrestling was temporarily diminished. Now, later on, he apologized, saying 8 years ago, I used offensive language during a conversation. It was unacceptable for me to have used that offensive language. There is no excuse for it. He also apologized on Twitter and appeared on shows like Good Morning America, trying to explain that he was in a dark emotional place at the time. Now, WWE reinstated and reinstatement and backlash. It says in 2018, WWE quietly reinstated Hulk Hogan into its Hall of Fame. Many black wrestlers and fans were skeptical or upset. Some, like The New Day or Titus O'Neil, expressed their disappointment in WWE's decision and Hogan's perceived lack of genuine remorse. Okay, so there's the racial history of Hulk Hogan. Again, WWE was like, oh, just a little N-word. You guys will be all right, But so I had a conversation with somebody earlier, and I've kind of seen it all up and down online. And listen, if you love Hulk Hogan, I am not telling you not to do that. Please do not mistake me in that. You can do what you like, okay? Digital Underground style. Do what you like. I'm not telling you not to do that. But I'm kind of hearing about and seeing different people say, isn't it time that we move on and that we forgive and this, that, and the other? And as I hear these things, I'm like, why is it that Black Americans are always expected to move on, forgive? Oh, that was so long ago, right? Especially when it comes to things that are done to us, i.e. slavery, right? We're supposed to just move on. But here's a good example. Michael Jackson has been gone. How long? I don't know. Was it 2008, 9 or something like that he passed away? I remember I was a mess. Okay. He's been gone a very long time. But every now and again, somebody, whether it's Oprah, Gail, or some person, they'll decide, oh, you know what? It's been a minute. Let's make a documentary about Michael Jackson and remind everybody, of the things that he was found not guilty of, right? They'll pull out somebody out of the woodwork to say, oh, I said, I was a witness for him that he didn't do anything to me, but now I'm saying he did something to me, right? Well, the point that I'm making is Michael Jackson was a black man. I know he didn't look like one, okay? He's a black man. But they will never let you forget the things that he was accused of and the things that he was found not guilty of. And in fact, a lot of witnesses are like, yeah, I was lying. None of this was true, right? When Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away, okay? You guys have probably seen this. A lot of news outlets, especially ABC, somebody talked to Bill Cosby. So they, basically quoted some of what he said. And then at the bottom of that, they said, oh, Bill Cosby was found guilty of, sexual assault and this, that, and the other. They gave a whole dossier of that. And it's like, Malcolm Jamal Warner death ain't about Bill Cosby and what he was accused of and eventually acquitted of, overturned. But they never forget that when it comes to our people. But when it comes to us and the stuff that their people do, we're supposed to say, well, live and let live. It's okay. It's not okay. And again, I'm not telling anybody who wants to, celebrate Hulk Hogan not to do that. I'm not telling you not to do that. But what I'm telling you is do not allow people to guilt trip you into forgetting the things that people do to us. Now, I'm not saying you should lose sleep over it or hold a grudge, but keep that in your mind because they never forget the things that we're accused of or the things that we have done. They never, ever forget. Okay. So anyway, let me jump into the comment section. I think I've said enough. All right, let's see. Where did I leave off? And thank you for bearing with me. For those of y'all who did not know who Hulk Hogan was, I just kind of want to make sure you did. I don't know. Y'all was going in. Here we go. Easy. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Corey says, I won't post much because I have nothing respectful to say about him. Yeah, there you go. As our moms used to say, if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing, right? Facts Not Feelings, how you doing? You says, I'm not going to lie. I used to be a wrestling on the block, jumping off of cars, doing flying elbows when I was a kid. Yeah, I think we all wrestled to some degree, right? Yes, Deacon, how you doing? Say he lives in Florida, not far from me. Yep. I forget which part is it. Tallahassee. Is that where he's from? Yeah, well, he was. Anonymous B says WWF for the old heads. Yeah, it changed a whole bunch, right? Samuel, how you doing? Says, I'm sorry, but who expects us to care? The usual. And some of us, I won't say their names, but the question was asked, isn't it time to move on? Right. And it's like, well, you can move on. I heard about it when it happened and I didn't lose any sleep, but no, we don't have to move on if we don't want to. They don't move on when they don't want to, Kevin says WWF, not WWE, checking information. Okay, so it's WWF. Okay. Tracy says the lineup, Hulk and it says the lined up Hulk and Osborne. He said they lined up Hulk and Osborne next to Jamal, and I asked why, and the comments came back to me in shock, like I cared. Yeah, because they always say, celebrities going three. So I guess that's kind of what they were saying, but I get what you're saying. All right, so let's see who else is on here. Creed, how you doing? Says, didn't agree with what he said, but I'm not going to celebrate his death like some women when Kevin Samuels passed. Rest easy, Hogan. Yeah, I don't think we should celebrate any of that. I just think that's a little bit mean-spirited. And I could just speak for me. That's not something that I'm really into. Like, yeah. I'm trying to think of anybody that would celebrate. I don't know. Let's see. Speed, how you doing? It says racist bye-bye down. Who else? Tyrone, you says, Dog the Bounty Hunter next. Laugh out loud. Just kidding. Yeah. Is he still with us? I know he was sick or something, right? Yeah. He got caught up in some, I guess he was saying that he was using the N-word as a term of endearment or something like that. Dexter, how you doing? Says Ric Flair is a racist too easy. Oh, don't say that too loud because there's a lot of, especially brothers who love Ric Flair. Of course, the Migos, they had a song fashioned after Ric Flair, and he was in the videos and all of that, saying that he was very influential on a lot of rappers, with the Flash and all of that. Ooh, I don't know that to be true. I'm just saying what you're saying. Okay, so you guys are correcting me. WWF. Okay, WWF, WWF. Okay, thank you for the correction. Says women's, not WWF. Okay. Beverly, thank you so much. And how you doing? Paulson, what's going on with you? Says Hogan's daughter was dating a black man, and Hogan, the father, didn't want his daughter dating him. Yeah, he was very clear about that, right? Aboriginal T, how you doing? Says we respect what he did for wrestling, but as a person, we could do without him. Yeah, I didn't even think anything about him at all until I heard this, right? FM, how you doing? He says, however, Bolia was a white supremacist. Sounds like, Ali says he had the cartoon show called Rock and Wrestling. All right. Raven says, sad how some black people can accept heinous comments and actions from white people, but still love their stank draws. Damn. He says slave-ish. Kanaya, I hope I said that right. How you doing? Say, yeah, us. And Ray DeVito, how you doing? Says, yeah, but his daughter was banging. Hold up. If y'all ain't already got it, I'm finna get it. Bam. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I understand why you men are mad that your women and not just the daughters, but your wives too, like them a brother. Okay. Because y'all probably coming up short. Okay. I'm just saying, once you go black, you never go back. And then when y'all get back with her, you're like, something is different, Marge. I used to be able to be down there just fine, and now it's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway. I've said too much. Mike, how you doing? Says, don't know why this popped up on my YouTube, but no one is expecting black people to care. You know why it popped up? Because how could it not? All right, let's see. Dexter, he says, a lot of raccoons saying rip to a racist. Yeah, I mean, it's just their right if they want to do that. Josh, how you doing? Says Hulk Hogan got his whole style and character from an older wrestler when he started wrestling, and he was doing steroids back then. Y'all educated me. I don't know a whole lot about Hulk Hogan. I used to watch wrestling back in the day, right? Let's see. Lynette, how you doing? And Tracy says, then Hulk was sticking to their true form. It's okay to marry as long as the pot is big, right? But I don't know. I think his daughter was marrying or trying to get with a brother because something else was big. Corey says Bubba the Dummy Sponge was a shock jock for Power 93 radio station in the early 90s. A real piece of S. Okay. Got you. Okay. Let me skip down because I see I'm behind. Brother Reggie. He says, I ain't watched wrestling since the 80s when it was WWF. Got you. That's probably when I watched it too. Yes, Stacey showed us true colors. 540. How you doing? Says, why black people have bleeding hearts for the oppressor regardless? Because we were taught that, right? From the plantation, we were taught to sympathize with people who were doing us wrong, right? They had to teach us that, because if they didn't, then we might do a Nat Turner or some of the other revolts that took place, right? So they had to condition us to say, Massa, I know you put all these whip marks on my back and my mama's back too, and you snatched my child and you sold them to another plantation. But you know what? I forgive you. If you had to do it, you had to do it. So we're kind of, not all of us, but we're still in that mind frame today, right? Say, I hope I said that right. You say, F Hulk Hogan. My grandmother said, whatever is done in the dark will come to the light. And your grandmother was absolutely right. Bars. Lemardrick, how you doing? Says prayers and condolences to everyone. Absolutely. And most definitely condolences to his family, right? It sounds like he had a falling out with his family behind some of his antics, right? So yeah. African Native says we have enough of this twisted rhetoric. We don't have friends out of our race. Cloudless, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Reva, how you doing? Says no sympathy here. Let's see. He says, Pulsar, he says Hulk was a racist, but he died. I remember Hulk Hogan, the wrestler, R.I.P. Well, I'm not telling nobody not to feel away. I don't have the ability to do that. Pete, how you doing? Brother Don, how you doing this fine evening? Hope all is well. Gannibal, how you doing? Says, if you're not a wrestling fan, you don't have to care. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do anything. And please don't take too much advice from me. 48 TCO, how you doing? He says, what the hell, Miss Demetra? I was in the other live. Oh, it didn't delete? The other live didn't delete? I thought that I deleted. I was going to talk about something else, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to give that a break, and I wanted to talk about this. So is it still up there? It's not supposed to be. So if you guys, the other live is still up, y'all could tell them the party is over here. Sorry. Triple Agent, how you doing? Says Hulk. Damn. Hogan, he says, yeah, I got you. I won't read all that out loud, but I got you. Allison, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Ali says 2009, so that's when Michael Jackson died. That's how far behind I am. Lynn, how you doing? Says, I don't give a damn. I'm about the steroid man. Carry up, they never get over OJ, never. And that man has died. And even when he was alive, they always brought up Nicole and Ron. So yeah. Amber, how are you doing today? He says Trump was found guilty of felonies and found liable for fraud and sexual abuse. It made the GOP love him even more. Would it even matter to them if Trump flew to Epstein Island multiple times? Well, it sounds like a little bit more of the truth is coming out. So you might, be happy with the end results. But I will say MAGA, GOP, Democrats, whoever, they're not leaving that alone. In fact, I heard that South Park has their season opening is about Trump and Epstein and all of that. Ooh. And the little clip I saw, no pun intended, it sounds like they really going in on him. So I don't think he's gonna like that. Dimple Face, how you doing? Where you been? Says they still haven't moved on regarding OJ. He's gone. Bill Cosby at home with his wife, Michael Vick. Come on now, Colin Kaepernick, and he says a partridge in a pear tree. You stupid. But yeah, you're right, Michael Vick. You go in the middle of the town square and say, Michael Vick, and oh my God, did you remember what he did to the dogs? Right there, they'll never let him forget. And that's not right what happened with the dogs, even though it doesn't sound like he was there. His homies were there, but yeah, it's not right. But come on, man. Anyway, Mikey says, that's a fact. Thursday, continue, Demetra. I shall. Diane, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. MC Fact says, quick note, Michael Jackson suffered from vitiligo, a skin disease. He truly did. So a lot of people said, oh, he was skin bleaching, which it sounds like he was, only because he had the vitiligo, right? So that was confirmed via the autopsy report that he truly had vitiligo. So yeah. And I learned that watching the autopsy of Michael Jackson. I think that's what it was called. Very interesting. Leon, how you doing? Says, say your prayers and eat your vitamins. That was Hulk Hogan's tagline. But I remember. Hope, how you doing? Says, stop having victim mentality. Yes, indeed. And Jesse says, no, my sister is not okay. Okay, and you're absolutely right. Well, thank you. Jenner says, how you doing? Says, sorry about him. Okay. Raven says, Hulk had his brand of beer come out in November 2024, but canceled the commercial when he saw a black woman in the commercial. Are you serious? Are you for real? Biz, how you doing? Says, I appreciate the memories of him as a wrestler. I don't like his behind the door comments, nor do I celebrate anyone dying. I know at any moment it will be my last. Okay. All of us, right? GT Parker, he says, title is hilarious. Thanks for the laugh. I couldn't care less about his passing. Yeah. And again, I'm not telling people to care or not to care. I just want to be clear about that. Hey, Damon, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Rohan says, try and say something about Jewish folks and see what happens. Yeah, you're right. That part. All right. Mike, he says, double talk, don't hold a grudge, but don't forgive. Basically, adopt a miserable outlook. I mean, I'm not going to adopt any outlook at all. But like I said, it's not even just Hulk Hogan. It's most people that have been cruel to us. We're expected to, care. I don't care. And then I don't care, right? So I'm not invested at all, but there's other things I could be doing, Brando, how you doing? Says, WWE is WWF. Okay, yeah, you guys are correcting me on that. Yeah, I'm not an aficionado at all. Aficionado, I should say. King Noble, how you doing? He says, listen here, brother. Yep, that was a tagline as well. Says, I'm Hulk Hogan, and you better mourn. You ninjas better mourn my death. Now that part wasn't part of it, but the listen here, brother. Yeah. Nelly, how you doing? Says, well, Seymour, what's going on? He says, when I was a kid, I liked Junkyard Dog. Wasn't too much of a Hulk Hogan fan. Jesse, how you doing? Albie, chill, how you doing? I think for Hulk Hogan, he was like the breakout if you will, to brand himself outside of the brand. Again, I might be speaking over my head. Don't quote me. Al, you says it was WWF until Vince McMahon brought it out. WCW then changed to WWE. There is I know WWE was in there somewhere. Okay, meat is king. How you doing? Says Hogan hated the idea of a brother clapping his daughter. We'll say that Brooks cheeks. Well, what could he do about it? Right? Sounds like she made up her mind. MTP, how you doing? Says Hulk pack lit up. They said, and the Aussie pack, okay. Ro, how you doing? Or is it Ro? It says, just saw TMZ interview with Ric Flair. I get his point of view of him, and that's great. But what he said about black people is uncalled for. Totally. And I'm saying you don't have to forgive him if you don't want to. Or anybody, like I said, has been unkind. Emmett Bean, how you doing? It says, no, it's WWE. Now, see, y'all, I don't even know, right? Tomato. William, how you doing? Says, I'm not glad. I just don't care about as much as he cared about us. There you go, right? Don't care more about people who don't care about you. Ricky, how you doing? Says, never really cared about Hulk Hogan, but when I heard he was using the N-word, I knew that he was a closet racist and that racial explosion was going to happen sooner or later. He was probably using that word all the time. That rant had been boiling over in his spirit for the longest. Yes. Easy, he says, Dog the Bounty Hunter got a taste of American money and forgot he was white. Something else. Yes. Yeah, and I used to watch Dog the Bounty Hunter. I was like, man, you know, like I said, people, you know, show the true colors. Eventually, Sub-Zero, how you doing? Said, respect is overrated. A lion respects a buffalo, but will eat it alive. You ain't lying. Charles, how you doing? Says, have some respect. Kamal, how you doing? Let's see. Pete says, I was a fan back in the day. No, I didn't like how he thought about us, black people, but just paid tribute out of respect for WWE. Yeah, and you can do that. Nobody's saying you can't, but being mad, because I guess really the issue is just I do see a lot of black people saying, so good, he was a racist. But then you have other people, you know, that ain't right. It's like you can't tell people what to do or how to feel. Diane, I'm really crazy. LG, how you doing? Black man, what's going on? She says everybody love Hulk Hogan. I would say that is true, especially until we found out that he didn't really like us all like that, which I'm not surprised, right? Lisa, how you doing? Latino Slant, what's going on? He says he and his wife were born again about 2 years ago. That says a lot in my book. Just saying, yeah, you know, Jesus forgave him, but a lot of us ain't. Dwayne, he says, look, I'm going to keep it 100. We all have racist said, I think he meant we have all said racist-ish. Hulk did provide us all with entertainment, and Tony Atlas and others have said Hulk was no racist. I don't know. I could just go on what he apologized for, right? King Me, did I say hello? Not hello. I'm just reading some of y'all comments. Oh, Reggie said a bunch of them was on Roy's back then. Macho Man Randy Savage, R.I.P. Money Green, how you doing? Says nobody's asking us to care. Rip or Hulk Hogan. L, how you doing? Double A, what's going on with you? Says Hulk Hogan imitated Rufus R. Jones. Rufus sounds like he was a brother. King Noble, did I say hello to you? Not hello. Anna, what's going on? Says Nas 2025. I don't give a damn about no racist. I got you. Heard you loud and clear. Black man says, y'all hating on Hulk Hogan? How did you extrapolate that? I did tell y'all I named this the common sense zone. So how did you draw that from what anything I've said? And I haven't really seen anybody really hate on Hulk Hogan. So where did you get that from? You don't mind me asking. Carlette, how you doing? Says I used to like him in his earlier days. When I saw him at DT Rally. Okay. DJ Black, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Corey, how you doing? Who else haven't I seen so far? Sagittarius Goddess, did I say hello to you? If not, hello. Cloudness says PTSD, post-traumatic slave disease, is what too many of Black Americans suffer from. There you go. Sean, how you doing? Says I used to be a fair Hogan when I was a kid until I found out Terry Bollea was racist, so he's a fan. Crimson Wolf, how you doing? Says those Roys finally got to him. Yeah, we was 71. That's still young in the larger scheme of things, right? 71 is not old. It said today, if a baby was born with all the technology and things that we got going on, it should live to be 120. Somehow people are aging, are going backwards. Milk 35, I'm doing well. How about yourself? Bill Lacey, what's going on? You say, yes, I was wondering. You came on early. Yeah, and I took that down. I didn't know if it's still on, and I forgive me if it is. Leon says, I hope he has a fantastic voyage. What? To the loyal room. Now, come on now. Easy says, roid usage is mandatory in wrestling. Is it mandatory? Because I thought they get in trouble for that. Wayne, how you doing? Mama T, what's good? How you doing? Says, not to get off the subject, but Miss K, your hair looks fabulous. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You said Black Man says y'all love them in Rocky. I mean, I think a lot of people like them until we found out that he likes to use the N-word and didn't want his daughter messing with one unless he was 8 foot tall and had, what do you say, $100 million? Marjorie, how you doing? Delano, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Nasaj, what's going on with you? Pop, how are you doing? Says, yeah, okay, I knew you was gonna come on here with it. Greta Lee, how you doing? Says it's safe to say most Black folks do not have any concern for Hulk. They're racist. No, I would totally agree with you. Totally. Latin slant, thank you. He says, yeah, I came over to hear about Black and Brown topic after the stream. It depending on how I feel, I might come on tomorrow. I might. And I will talk about that. I definitely want to talk about it. Had it all ready to go. And I was like, I don't feel like talking about it now, but I am going to talk about it. So don't forget, I am going to talk about it. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. Who else? Soy sauce, how you doing? Thank you. I appreciate that. Just looking to see who I haven't seen because I want to catch up. Kitty Mac, how you doing? Says Rip Hulk Hogan, fly high. Okay. Opal, how you doing? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Kamal says, I don't shed tears or pray for my enemies. Yeah, and, he made it clear that he wasn't too fond of Black people, I guess, Although I'd imagine there's a lot of Black people who supported him. Marjorie says, I want to express this very much to all of our FBA, BGR families. You must monitor your family closest members. He says, especially while traveling, too many of us are being unalived in these sundown town highways. Yeah, you're right. I'm hearing a lot of stories of us coming up missing. And I began to wonder, too, like, are we coming up missing? Or are somebody taking us? Or is somebody taking us? You know what I mean? Like whole people are just coming up missing. And we're starting to hear, not that it hasn't been a thing, but we're really starting to hear a lot about it. So I agree with you. You got to be cognizant of where you're going, right? Raven says, Elijah Muhammad said the best Black people love white folks because they give us nothing. We've been conditioned to do that, right? One who cares, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Easy says they're calling him an American icon on nightly news, shaking my head. Right. They forget all about that kind of stuff. But when it comes to us, had that been one of ours that passed away that did something crazy, they would just be going over and over again. And even they use our folks, right? Gail King. When she had Lisa Leslie on there to talk about Kobe, she wanted to talk about, what he was accused of doing. And I heard what Snoop Dogg said about her, which I totally agree. Mayama, I hope I said that right. How you doing? Says never been a fan. Yeah, I see 48 TCO. These nuts. How you doing? Says there are videos of him where they carry him out of the house. And what house is that? Trace, you said, who is Ric Flair? Ooh, I know they probably told you who Ric Flair is in the comment. Brother Reddy says, following a trademark dispute with the World Wildlife Fund, the WWF was renamed World Wrestling Entertainment. That's what I thought, but everybody talking about is WWF. So tell me something good. And Lisa, you say no tears here. Catherine, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Opal says, I don't feel anything about Hulk Hogan's passing. The world is better off with another racist gun. Whew. Terry, how you doing? Says, damn, Hulk Hogan dead. Wow, wonder what I'm going to have for dinner. F him. Yikes, y'all ain't holding back. Hakan, I hope I said that right. Says, show some respect to Hulk Hogan. It's your prerogative if you want to do that or not. Wayne, he says, the reason it was changed to WWE was WWF was a World Wildlife Federation and Vince McMahon couldn't copyright the name. All right, so it already belonged to somebody else. Got you. So I was right. People were telling me I was wrong and I was right. Okay. All right. I see some comments. It's like, whatever. Albie Chill says, do you have an IG, Demetra? I want to send you a story. I do. It's the Demetra K. The Demetra K. You just put my name in. You'll see I come up. Michelle, how you doing? Damon says, Hogan can hang out with Ozzy Oz. Hogan can hang out with Ozzy Osbourne. And where might that be? Catherine says, yeah, I found out a little while ago. I'm not sad about Hulk Hogan or Ozzy. Keyboard Warrior, how you doing? Says he was a union busting racist. Aretha, how you doing? Says that's not true about all black males. And it was something I said, and forgive me, I'm behind, so I don't know. Yeah, Rush Limbaugh. Yeah. He not a lot of people in general didn't care that he left here. Hassan, how you doing? Says hi there. Hulk Hogan has been passed away. However long it was, they announced it today. So, Cornbread, how you doing? Says we do care when anybody dies. We better than that. Mr. Hogan wasn't a bad person, but sometimes things happen. Okay. Just us. You say, don't care about Hulk Hogan treated my father horrible in Florida. Randy Macho Man was real cool with my father though. So sounds like he had a bad experience. Kimberly, how you doing? Says he went off with his daughter for dating a black man. I'm just tripping because 3 people died in 4 days. Well, yeah, they say they go in threes. How true that is, I don't know. You know, people say stuff and then people kind of assume it's true. But believe it or not, people die all the time. Right? Celebrities die all the time. Maybe you just don't, they're not the well-known ones, right? Because sometimes celebrities die. It's like, damn, when they die. Because they weren't that popular. Bad Bunny, how you doing? Says, can we separate the man from the wrestler? Nope. And that was what you said. Nope. Kevin, he says, Hulk Hogan was a big-time racist. He hated black people. Yeah, especially when they was in his daughter. Mr. Butakwa, how you doing? Says Hulkamania is running wild in heaven. You think that's where he is? I don't know. I'm not saying he's not, but do you think that's where he is? Most high Amory, how you doing? Says when he got up to the pearly, you meant the pearly gates, and saw Jesus look on his face. Y'all better stop. African Native says the N-word is intrinsic, even not said, but the body language can also express the N-word all day. Again, we don't own the N-word, never have, and we should not try to own that now. Clay, how you doing? Says I grew up on Hulk Hogan, but that racist MAGA crap ruined it for me. Yes, indeed. And Corey says he got it for me. And Stacy says we're not hating on Hulk Hogan. We could care less about him. Dear self, how you doing? Hope that you are doing well. It says as long as they don't harm us, I'm good. I don't want mine dating them either, so I ain't mad at him for that. Yeah, I'm not mad at him for that at all. I get it, but the part about as long as he's, very wealthy and tall, basketball player. See, they only think black men are acceptable as long as they can do something for their daughter, right? Jim, how you doing? Says just to address the title, nobody is expecting anything from anybody. Okay. Pop says I hate the race. Pop, you say I hate the racist pink MF. Now what? Oh, you trying to throw rocks in the comment section? Denny, how you doing? Said just let them go. Stop honoring people that never honored you. Totally. Let's not forget. How you doing? Says man, Hulk was my guy. Okay. Cassius, how you doing? Says once a card carrying white supremacist, always a card carrying white supremacist. I totally agree with you. It is learned behavior from the cradle. The big black greedy son, food, fishing, fun review. How you doing? Says yep. He's also a murderer. Hogan was a criminal and a drug dealer for real. I ain't never heard that. Now y'all know something maybe I don't know. I do not know. Joseph, how you doing? Says we're all going to be judged by God. Hulk sins were open, but we will be judged by our hidden sins. Totally, which is why I try not to do a whole lot of dirt. Not on purpose. I don't. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I try to be as upright as possible. Okay, so I totally agree with that. Jay Bubba, how you doing? Says I got laid off. I'm sorry. He said I got laid off today. There's no jobs out here. I'm thinking about going back to the Army. I was in the consulting industry, but it's going to crap now. Yeah, because now they got AI doing it, and that's kind of the downfall of AI. I saw a report, and I think the guy was AI as well. He was talking about how companies are finding it easier to fire people, lay people off, and get AI to do those jobs, right? So, that's part of the machine, if you know what the machine is, but it's up to the people. What if the worker, the proletariat, wants to say, well, we're going to abstain from anything AI. I know it's kind of impossible to do, but try to be off the grid as possible, to be more analog as possible. We could do those things. There's a lot of people who are living off the grid. So we can find ways to not acquiesce to AI. But yeah, that's the grand plan, is to get rid of human workers, because AI will never call in sick. They don't need a vacation. They don't need a lunch break or any of that stuff. They just keep working and working and working and working, right? Humans, not so much. Humans, like the law says, okay? AI is not going to do all that. Shirley, it says, I never concern myself about Hulk Hogan. Same. PGH, big dog, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Avenger Ancestor says, he says, I love the way you roll your eyes like that, Demetra. That's me being nice, nasty. Jay, how you doing? Says, I was an Ultimate Warrior fan anyway. All right. Al says, I could give your audience a lot of insight on wrestling. I bet you can. As a lot of men can. DJ Specs, how you doing? Says, he can rest in something that's not water. Ahmed, how you doing? Says, he will never be missed. All right. Tracy, I see your response to Al. You crazy. Latino Slant, I'm definitely going to talk about that, because I want to bring insight to that. The topic was basically a Latino wanted to know, why is there a black and brown divide? But I have that all ready to go. So how about we'll talk about that if I'm not back here tomorrow, Sunday, for sure, unless something else major jumps off. Jerry, how you doing? Says, thank you for the truth. Well, I try. And thank you for being here. Education is key. How you doing? Brother Reggie, somebody's name was soy sauce on here. Ricky, how you doing? Says, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. Inja, Booker T. James, how you doing? Thomas, what's going on? He says, I bet Kamala learned her lesson. Something tells me she hasn't, because I think Kamala's like, see, I tried to tell him. We tried to tell him. So I'm going to come back. And yes, I'm bringing my greens in the bathtub. And I'm going to bring back joy and vibes part 2. I do not think Kamala's learned her lesson. I just don't. And Bad Bunny. My daughter just informed me that Bad Bunny's mom is a black woman. She goes, did you know Bad Bunny's mom is black? I said, well, I'm not surprised. And I like Bad Bunny, So there's that. But you said, I know Kamala Harris isn't dropping any tears. He had racist things to say about her. Ooh, I bet he did, as he was, a Trump fan. FBA Queen says, again, they call Hugh Hefner an American icon. And yeah, he was a triple OG of the freak-offs, Rex, how you doing? Says, hi, you lovely Demetri. Well, thank you. Says, Hulkster dead. So what you doing this weekend? F him. I'm about to say you didn't know, but you're being facetious. Blazing Phoenix, how you doing? Says, there's a white only town starting. Yes, I was going to talk about that too, but I don't know. So starting in Arkansas, and its legal sense is labeled members only. Yeah. But let you try to start a black only town, which I'm not against that. I think we should, right? But you're hearing about white people doing it all over. They're starting their white only towns. And it's like, all right. But you know what pees me off about that? Is the amount of black people who's like, oh, well, that needs to be stopped. It's like, if you don't shut your mouth, be quiet, button your lips. We don't care if they got their own town, because if they have their own town, then we know where they are, okay? And we're a little bit more safe. And why are we crying about they want their own town? Oh, they will. So what? Now, I will say, because I can't remember where it is. There is a town, I think it's Louisiana somewhere, where they have broken off white people. The only issue was everybody's like, okay, great. They shouldn't be able to take our tax dollars with them, right? Let them use their own tax dollars to fund their own town. So I agree with that part. But as far as them leaving, I really don't care. Lanita, how you doing? You says Hulk Hogan held his peace as long as he was making good money. When he got outdated, his real racist natural nature came out. And from what I understand, he was able to sue, because whoever leaked the tape, I guess you're not really supposed to be doing that. And he sued, and I think he won. Don't quote me. Rex says, but in other news, Chuck Mangione died. Yes, he did. If you know, you know. Patty Brown, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Randall, what's going on? He says, I'm getting pushed back from my football team for saying I'm not sad. And it's like, why do they care? Was he donating to the football team or something? I could see if he was doing that. Pilot 82, he says, Brooke Hogan getting black to celebrate. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. Black or blacks? Bernard, how you doing? Says, black people have to do better. Sad. Yeah, I agree with that in general, you know. Okay, so Brother Reggie, I was right. WWE, so people on here playing. All right. Let's see. Adonis, how you doing? Says, how you don't know who Ric Flair is? So you're talking to somebody else. I know who Ric Flair is. He's, as Al said, the woo, all of that. 540 says, I'm not a fan of the white man bars, no matter what he does for a living, period. The associate, how you doing? Says, wait a minute, Hulk dissed the guy. His daughter was dating a black gangster artist, which we call N-word, so I'm not understanding. I'm just going to take a deep breath. Yes, rest in peace to Chuck Mangione. Yes, indeed. JF, how you doing? Says, hurt people. True. Callie Grill, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. You say, take notes. Bakari, how you doing? And thank you. Just passing on down. Golly, time goes by so fast. Can y'all believe it? I guess we're having fun. Mad Dog, how you doing? Meat. So you're talking to Meat is King. I don't even know what that means. And dare I not try to ponder it. You're talking to somebody else. 48 TCL says, ain't no Hulkamania in heaven. All the ancestor Negro up there. Not sorry. Sorry, not sorry, you crazy. Shanette says, reparations for American freedmen. We only built this country. Yep. Ray the King, how you doing? Says, we don't give a F. Jonathan, how you doing? Says, hi, hey, do you think the Jim Jones juice had a hand in that? A lot of that is now happening, guys. Yes. Jim Jones juice. I like that. The Kool-Aid. There's a lot of brainwashing going on. Operation Mockingbird. Donovan and I talked about that on Tuesday. I'm actually going to clip that part of it and I might put it up tomorrow or Tuesday. On Saturday. It was a really good conversation. There's a lot of, we're propagandized, we're brainwashed, right? And strangely enough, with Jim Jones, he took a lot of us with him. A lot of us, when I say us, I mean black people, drink that Kool-Aid. Y'all know we particular about our Kool-Aid. So when we heard it was some cyanide in there, it was like, no sugar. That was probably in bad taste. I'm sorry. Sweet Rose, how you doing? Says, I'm mad at him. So you mad at him? Okay. Tracy, how you doing? Says, racist as he's been, I would be lying if I said I gave it a second thought after I heard. Yeah, I didn't give it a second thought at all. Castro says, Hogan ex-wife Linda was just asking anti-black racism that she got banned from AEW. So I don't know what AEW is, but so she was with the stuff as well. FM says, imagine Bolia face when he saw Jesus is black and told him his room is downstairs. You crazy. Harry, how you doing? It says, who said a white man's greed runs a world in need? Barack. Did Barack say that? White man's greed runs a world in need. I'd have to ponder that, but sounds like if Barack said it, he wasn't far off. Just on the surface of your comment. McCaff, how you doing? To celebrate the character, I don't give two-ish about the person. I got you. Sunstar, how you doing? Says, hi, I just heard on another channel, Hulk Hogan just gave his life to Christ and he was best friends with Mr. T, just putting it out there for who don't know. Yeah, for those of y'all who go to church, I don't. Maybe I'm a heathen. I do believe in a higher power. Giving your life over to Christ, that's good. You're asking for forgiveness. That's what it is. You're changed, man, right? The old man has passed away and you're a new man. You're born again in Christ. So yeah, I get all of that. I don't know. For me, I'm neither here or there with it. I'm just saying for the larger conversation, Black Americans are often expected to forgive and forget, but nobody forgives or forgets the things that we have done, right? So I'm saying let's just be even-handed. Anthony, how you doing? Says, I'm more in the Iron Sheik, Andre the Giant, Junkyard Dog, and today's Hogan's passing is sad day for the old school wrestling. Yes, all those are old school people. So yeah, I understand. Isaac, how you doing? Said he can rest in hot. Damn, ain't Urine already hot. So how hot do you want it? Yikes. All right, so I'm skipping down because I know I'm behind. Donald Davis, how you doing? Says, I'm upset for the loss of my African celebrities that passed away this year, all the way to Malcolm Jamal Warner. I really don't know much about Hulk Hogan, the WWE wrestler. See, somebody else said WWE. Biz says several online work at home jobs until you bounce back. Keep your head up, fam. Yeah, I've been fired before, and it sucks, right? It sucks to be fired. It is horrible because you're like, what am I gonna do, right? But I also listen to my mom, who's an ancestor now. She says, only a poor rat has but one hole. So while working for the man or whatever man you're working with, make sure you come home and you work on something for yourself, right? Always got to be able to feed yourself, figure out what talents that you have. And my mom said this too. Figure out what it is you can do and find out how you can get people to pay you to do it. Whether you know how to wash cars, landscaping, I don't know, babysitting, baking, cooking, whatever it is, figure out whatever it is you know how to do. If you can consult on the side or whatever, it's people who need advice, right? I do consulting. For those of y'all don't know, DemetraK.com. If y'all want a free consultation, hit me up. So there's things that you can do. But yeah, it's unstable working for somebody else. They can say, hey, today is your last day. And then what do you do, right? So I've been there before and it sucks. So I understand. Who else haven't I seen? Pac-Man, how you doing? Says, listen, brother, to all my Hulkamaniacs. Red Pill, how you doing? Says, Rip Hulk Hogan, the character. Got you. So you're separating the two. I got you. Just seeing who I haven't seen. Ernest, how you doing? OG Fitz, how you doing? Long time no see. Hope all is well. Asarte, how you doing? Says Grand Rising. Beloved Miss K. Respect to the wonderful Ma. Salute to all the wonderful family. Yes, indeed. Thank you. As always, to the moderators. Alex says Booker T used the N-word during the promo in the late 90s. And what happened with that, if you don't mind me asking? Because what I understand, he's black, right? Brother Don says, I give Chuck Mangione his passing 2S more than you stupid race Hogan. So you're basically saying you care more about that than Hulk Hogan. Duke, how you doing? Says we were kings. We are. Well, when I say we, I mean the brothers, right? I'm a queen. Okay. I'm a queen. We are that. Okay. And I know some people take exception to that. Well, y'all calling people kings and queens. That's not kings and queens. They're wearing bonnets. I always say when we say, hey, king, hey, queen, that's also a reminder, right? You supposed to be acting like kings and queens, right? Kings and queens don't act like that. Whatever that is, you define it, right? So we are that. Just in case you didn't know. Larry L, how you doing? Says, for watching, he says, see that white only town going to be sucking up all the welfare. You crazy. For that town, we support segregation, but we want to analyze people. He says something segregated. But yeah, the tax dollars, yeah, that's an issue, right? Take your own money and do your own town. Edwin, how you doing? So he said Baton Rouge is the one that's separated from everybody else. See, and they did that with like a year ago. So this is nothing new. They're starting to separate. It's like, we don't care. We don't care. I don't care. Honestly, I would never need to go over there for nothing, okay? Because I know they ain't got no seasoning over there, and I never would want to taste nothing they making over there in whatever town they're in. And I do say never. Okay, so FBA Queen said FBA Bad Bunny, born in Puerto Rico. His father is Tito Martinez, was a truck driver. His mother, Lasari Ocasio, is a retired school teacher. They are not Afro-Latino, okay? I stand corrected. But I like his music. Cecilia, Miss Silva, I'll say that. How you doing? Says this week has been 3 Hollywood deaths, and it marked and influenced some people in the 80s and 90s, and I respect that. If a person didn't like any of his entertainers, that's okay. Okay. Tim, how you doing? Says laughing my A off. So funny how Hulk died on the 10th year anniversary of him crashing out at his daughter because of BBC, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Salam, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. It says I care more about Mr. T, and I pity the fool who doesn't. Generic brand, how you doing? Says Gucci Mane and Hulk's daughter can now get married in peace. Is that who it was? Oh, well, I think Gucci Mane is married to somebody else now. Black America, How you doing? Says, so I'm all the way at the beginning, but which one of you people would like it if a white man was pounding out your daughter? What would you say? Okay, he's at the beginning. So if he gets to the end of this, I wouldn't get caught on tape. How about that? Anyway, Brother Perry, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says Hulk Hogan is not only a racist, but he stepped on a lot of wrestlers' toes. Oh, okay, so he was that guy, right? BK Mel, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says glad to be in the mix, and I'm glad that you're here as well. Matthias, how you doing? Says I just heard Hulk died exactly on the 10th year anniversary of his racist rant. For real? That's crazy. Nathan, how you doing? Says life is life. Yes, it is. Okay, so Netflix documentary has a lot of Hulk Hogan controversy. Dano, how you doing? Tyrone Price, how you doing? Good evening. 1492, how you doing? Says Hulk was a Trump supporter. Good riddance. I mean, I don't care if he's a Trump supporter, right? He can do what he wants. Beautiful Hebrew, how you doing? Says not going to church doesn't make you a heathen. I know. I joke about that, right? Because oftentimes people say, "Well, you going to church?" I say, "I don't go to church." And I say, "What's your church home?" I don't have a church home. What? You don't? And then, of course, they try to invite me to their church, and I'm like, I'm not going to show up, so you don't look for me. True behavior, how you doing? Says you get, but you can't. He says you can't forget that's our problem, proves the point. Okay, so I'm not sure what that means. B, how you doing? Says Hulk Hogan had many black friends that he wrestled with, such as Steve Ray, Kamala, not Kamala Harris. It says Junkyard Dog, Zeus, Rip Brother, thank you for the inspiration and memories. Got you. Again, I'm not telling nobody what to do, how to mourn, or any of that. Dorsey, how you doing? Says racist A, Hulk Hogan. Laverne, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Rashawn, what's going on with you? You say he was racist. Got you. I'm trying to beat the clock. I got 4 minutes, and y'all see I'm up here sweating. Randall, you say in the early 90s, they said McDonald's food might give cancer. Then never heard about it again. Hulk just thought Mr. T was weak. Was okay for a black guy. That's how the racist white people view black friends. Ooh. Didn't I say that too loud? Nathan says, wishing you life, sister. Well, thank you. And back at you. Herschel, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Just seeing who I haven't seen. Man, I'm sweating. It's crazy. Mike, it says, listen, brother, the Hulkster would squeeze the Afro sheen off this bimbo scalp, brother. What? Tahada Hadi says, Hulk was a part of my childhood. Can't take those memories away, but I grew up along with Hulk. I found out a lot of non-FBAs don't like us. If you got that energy for Hulk, do it for everyone else. I agree. And that was our conversation yesterday, right? If you didn't see it, go check it out. Diane, did I say hello to you? If not, hello. Ernest says, personally, I don't think about it twice. When I heard Hulk passed away, he was on his way to Hulkamania. Hell, good riddance. Yee. Alfie, how you doing? Says Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant paved the way for every person in wrestling business. Yes, he did bad things, but he was the GOAT. I will not take away from him. I totally agree. I think, and as it's been said, that he made WWE a multi-billion-dollar industry. Is catapulted by him. So yeah, you can't take that away. Jacqueline, how you doing? Says these Jews never forget about the Holocaust, and America will never forget about 9/11. But we got to forget about slavery, though, right? So yeah. Ali says Hulk Hogan. Hogan shows Mr. T for WrestleMania because they were in the Rocky movie together. Okay, so you say they chose him. I think that's what you're trying to say. DJ Speck said, remember when the folks booed him at the RNC? Him being Hulk Hogan? I did not know that. Chris, how you doing? Says, yep, and OG, he says it's hot today in Houston. God, yeah, it's supposed to cool down a little bit. I got my AC on as well, but I sweat. It's the change, right? Menopause, and just I be sweating. And I went running today. Well, I know I didn't go running today. I went walking. I went running yesterday. But sometimes my metabolism just keeps going. Bad Bunny says, oh no, Trump, God is cleaning house. Shark, how you doing? Says, we don't expect you to care the same way we don't care when one of your icons die. All is good. There you go. We even. Anyway, love and appreciate every last one of y'all. I'm going to get out of here. As y'all see, I'm busting a sweat. Jesh, How you doing? Said it's been a sad week. Yes, indeed. I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. I will be back here Sunday for sure, picking up on a conversation I wanted to have, since I see that you guys wanted to have that conversation. In the meantime, if you guys find any value from what we did, there's ways to donate to the channel. Love and appreciate you. But at the very least, please like and subscribe and all of that. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of your evening. Peace.